As I've been reacquainting myself with the Yakuza series, I realised I still need to also play some of the spin-offs. Whilst Dead Souls, is it called? I keep wanting to call it Kamurocho of the Dead, and I'll explain itself in a second. That's hard because I think it was a PlayStation 3 game, and it hasn't been ported to Steam or anything like that. But Judgment and Lost Judgment, the sequel, are both available. I have them. So I decided, yes, I would, after playing Like a Dragon, go backwards. Technically, I believe it was released a bit before. But either way, it's fine with the Yakuza series, you can do that, especially spin-offs as well. So Judgment is one of those where, yes, it took a few times, but I am so glad that I ended up playing it. Is it my favourite in the entire catalogue of this type of game? Not particularly, and there are some things I enjoy more than others, but overall I found it enjoyable and entertaining. I've said before, I'm not one of those people who will 100% a game unless I really feel like it's justifiable. But this is one of those that I probably came as close as I will. I did all of the friendship stories. And that surprises me. I'll explain. So, there are, for those who haven't played, some of the friendship stories, which is basically like the sub-stories in the other games. But you also have side cases which sometimes are dependent on certain friendships existing or will lead into certain friendships. So the side cases and the friendships kind of cover that sub-story element overall. And one of the friends, or two of the friends, sorry, are based around the batting centre. Now, I hate these games. In every Yakuza game, I probably walk into the batting centre once or twice because I just want to give it a go. I try and play it, I go, I do not like this, and never touch it again. But knowing that there was the guy who sells you the gloves and the bat, and then if you do all of the courses, you get another friend who you can do like the much harder courses and get extra bonuses there. I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. Couldn't do it. Found the guy sat on the bench, went, well, okay, he's going to give me the gloves to make it easier. Went back, still didn't like it. And then I found out that apparently if you go to him a few times, he will sell you the golden bat, which makes it much, much easier. So I tried doing a few more, and I did use a guide of, the different boxes that the ball would end up in. But you still got to hit it at the right time. Especially for the home run one, you've got to hit it dead on. So I got a few more, got the golden bat, and I was like, oh, this is so much easier, because it's just, if it's in the box, you're golden. Pun not intended. But I powered through that, and I didn't think I would. Also, the Warame rules with Tachibana, I didn't think I'd do that because it's so annoying that you've got to win the hand when you have that rule set. But I did it, and because I'd done those, I was like, well, I'll do all the other ones. I even did the QR code scanning for that guy for the drone racing, so I did a lot of drone racing as well. And a lot of the time, side content feels like filler. With some of it, absolutely, I would agree. But with these, it was part of it. I had a routine. First thing I'd do when I booted up the first time on a day to play again would be, let's do some more drone racing. And that was kind of fun. I did really enjoy my time with so much of the content here. But the story's interesting as well because, you learn about Tak's history and the fact, you've got this ex-Yakuza which ties you back into the Yakuza world. So they're never completely divorcing themselves from that, even in the spin-offs, which is fine. I totally appreciate it. But it's a different family, everything like that. I think there's possibly a good soft way before the whole switch to Ichiban, like get you away from all the trappings that Kiryu came with. I think this would have been a good way to soften that blow. But even for me, I appreciate the differences but the similarities. But the fact that so much of it involves, looking around a scene, sort of spotting clues, and going around places and hunting the cats. That was a fun thing as well. Like every time you have a little, sort of spot everything in a scene, like investigation mode, there'd be a cat meowing somewhere, and if you catch all of those, apparently you get an achievement. I didn't get that achievement. I didn't get them all. I think there's 2 that I missed that I definitely know of. But, the gameplay of being a detective is very different to how Kiryu would have played, etc. So I did appreciate what it was going for. And it mostly hit it. Like the story just weaving in the historical case that made Tak stop being an actual lawyer and made him become a detective is interesting, because that thread literally carries all the way through to the end. And when you find out who the mole is, I pieced it together. I think, a little ahead. There's one shot with the guy, the hood's up and his head's down. I'm like, that nose reminds me of a specific character. I'm not saying who it is because I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't played. But the moment that it was revealed, I went, yep, absolutely. I called it. And again, then exploring that further, the backstory of that, how that came to be, and just how insidious it was. I really did enjoy my time with this game. Now, did everything land? Absolutely not. I will never make that claim. The Kahin gang can just do one. I really hated that. I like Kim, but that side of everything, just no. It just did not enthuse me in any real way. I found every single time I got the text saying, hey, my mates have been roughed up by these people, I'm just like, oh, not again. Can we not? Can I just not do this, please? I really started to hate it. It was grating towards the end. I think the girlfriends as well. It's one of those where I wanted to get all 4 to sort of tick them off so that it just looked nice when you've got 4 on 4 on the Camera Go app. But I felt kind of scummy doing that. And aside from like the individual stories, it was very much just, it's a little thing that you can just do to waste time. Or, if you want to get your darts-based achievements, you can go, well, I'll go with one of the girls who play darts and we'll do it that way. It's just a tool to get you to play other minigames in a sense, and I already played a lot of the other minigames, so I didn't need that. But even with those, I enjoy my time with it. I'm looking forward to playing Lost Judgment, as annoying as some of the stuff was when I first tried that, but that was years ago, so who knows, I might be in the right headspace. But yeah, Judgment is a decent game, got its flaws, and one last thing I will say about it is good English voice cast. Like with Like a Dragon, I did listen in English. I just don't have the cognitive space to be reading the screen every time I want understanding. But it's fine. I was still translating signs in Japanese because of learning, so it's fine. So yes, Judgment, fun time, definitely play it. And look at me, I didn't spoil who the mole was. Well done. I generally thought I'd slip up, but I promise you, I have not had to do any retakes. That's all I need to say. So thank you very much, as always, for letting me talk about this, and until next time, take care. And in case you're wondering, the mole is